This is a frequency table that represents people's ages at when they got their first job. So in order to find the mean, median, and mode, we're going to have to do a little bit of work here. I'm going to do the, not really the shortcut, but the easiest way to find the mean using a frequency table. So I'm not going to write it out as a list because that takes more time. So in order to find the mean, what we would do first is we would take all the ages and we would multiply them by their frequencies, and then we'll divide them by how many numbers are represented on this frequency table. So I would do 12 times 1 plus 13 times 2 plus 14 times 4 plus 15 times 2 plus 16 times 2 plus 18 times 3 plus 20 times 1 plus 21 times 1. So that would be the sum of all of my ages, and then I would have to divide it by how many ages I have total. And the easiest way to total that up is by just taking your frequency column and adding up all the numbers. So if I add all those numbers up, it gives me 16. So I'm going to be dividing that sum that's in the numerator of my fraction by 16. Now if I put that sum in my calculator, I get 251. And then 251 divided by 16 comes out to be 15.6875. This didn't tell us how to round, so we have a choice. We could say that this is maybe 15.7 if we wanted to round it to just one decimal place, or you could write out the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Now for the median, we're trying to find the one that's in the middle. So I know I have 16 numbers. So since I have an even amount of numbers, that means that I'm not going to have one number that's exactly in the middle. I'm going to have two numbers that are in the middle, and I'm going to have to add them and divide by 2 in order to find the median. So what I like to do, I take my amount of numbers, which is 16, and I divide it by 2, and that gives me 8. So I know that there are 8 numbers in each half of our data. So I need to take the 8th number, which is the last number of the first half, and then I need to take the 9th number, which is the first number of the second half. So either way, if you want to write out your list and you can cross off the ends and work your way in, that works too. This is just a faster way to get to your answer. So I need to figure out where the 8th number is. So I'm going to count my frequencies. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then my 8th number would fall right here, and that would be my 8th number, and then my 9th number actually also falls there. So my 8th and 9th number are actually the same. It's actually 15. So since they're the same, I know my mean is going to be 15, but I told you that we were going to have to add them and divide by 2. So let me just show you really quick. If I take 15 and I add it to 15 and divide it by 2, that's 30 divided by 2, which is still 15. So either way, you're going to get that your median is 15. And then the last one is mode, and this is the easiest one to figure out. When you're looking at a frequency table, the one that has the highest frequency is the mode. So I can see that 14 has the highest frequency of 4, so that means that my mode is 14. Now the last thing it asks us to do is to take these measures using either a greater than, less than, or equal to sign. So it doesn't give us a specific order. I always like to put mine in order from least to greatest. So the smallest one I have is mode. So I'm going to write the word mode. And then that is smaller than the medium one, which was median, because 15 is in the middle. And then that's smaller than our biggest measure, which was 15.7. Oops, or the mean. I meant to write the word mean.